I'm sorry, but this presentation has nothing to do with Boy George. But if you believe in it, it might just have a little something to do with karma. I'm going to talk about propagating culture. Let me first state that I think how it does not propagate. It shouldn't live in a terrarium, influenced only by the light shining in, but never able to spread to the outside world. Do you remember in high school when maybe someone had a chance to participate in an exchange program, maybe live for 6 months or a year in, let's say, Spain, and then someone from that family would in turn come here? Or maybe you've met a young person who's been part of the sadly soon-to-be-ending Katimovich program. Or how about the brave and fortunate who, after high school or post-secondary education, take the year off to explore the world, grabbing a Euro-rail pass and embracing the last rays of their youth that shine so brightly in their mind's eye. One of the reasons for taking this rite of passage is to absorb the world outside our bubble, immersing ourselves in the customs and cultures of far-flung lands before coming back home and settling into our little spot in the world, but allowing those experiences to enhance our lives forever. Of course, not everyone has the luxury, and in the end, the majority of us end up in the same place, a place we might just stay for the rest of our lives. Many of us live in that terrarium, but we don't have to. And I'm going to step out here and reveal a secret about myself. I'm part of a global organization that almost no one knows about. No, I'm not part of the Illuminati, though they tell us that's what we're supposed to say. I'm a couch surfer. A what? A couch surfer. One of over 4 million people around the world, 1,000 of which live right here in London, Ontario, in our own neighborhoods, some even in this very room, participating in a hospitality network that spans over 86,000 cities in 251 countries. Sure, one of the main purposes of being part of this network is for travelers near and far to have a safe place to stay without so much as a penny exchanging hands. But as I've come to learn over the 5 years that I've been a member, it's about much more than that. It's about the people that you meet, and ultimately about the cultural exchange. And since I cannot in good conscience tell a room full of strangers to leap into a world where other strangers might sleep on your couch or in your spare bedroom, I can explain how you could participate in this goodwill world with using a few examples of my own positive experiences. So 3 years ago, I attended an event in Toronto as part of their beer festival. The only person I knew was a woman I had met at a pub night here in London a few months prior. I will say it was very strange to be at a gathering where 90% of the 50-plus attendees were not from Canada, let alone Ontario. Two of the best connections I had made were a couple of high school teachers from Baltimore and a philosophy master's student from Philadelphia. Realizing both were just a day's drive from London, a week later I contacted each and asked whether they'd be able to show me around their respective cities. And only Billy from Philly was available, so off I went. A great weekend ensued, learning about the aptly named city of brotherly love, visiting the free library, and of course savoring the iconic Philly cheesesteak sandwich. In the countless hours of conversation, Billy shared a story about something called a couch crash that she had attended the year before in Washington, D.C. Fascinated by the list of events organized by a group of volunteers, my plans for the next summer were already set. So this past 4th of July, I spent 5 days in their nation's capital with 340 people from all over the world, sharing stories, excursions, communal meals, practically every form of culture under the sun. Of the many friends made, one in particular stood out, 27-year-old Almas. Similar in stature to myself, we shared our views on the world from different eyes. Little did I know that we'd cross paths again a month later in Buffalo on an architecture tour arranged by the community there. Of course, many friends were made and in a story that's still unfolding. So I spoke earlier about the terrarium, the closed ecosystem with only light coming in. Well, it seems almost selfish to be out in the world and just consuming. So I feel compelled to share my experiences and welcome the world to London. How? By acting as an ambassador to our city, inviting local folks, either those passing through, to weekly gatherings, breaking down barriers between the international students studying our city, inviting everyone, whether they be from London, Ontario, or London, England, to participate in our little network, or as the community as a whole. And by doing so, I hope, no, I expect that these seeds of culture will germinate into something more. Thank you.